morning, everyone, and welcome to Masterclass. I love that little boppy too. It's like bop, 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 bop. Isn't it a good morning? It's Thursday morning. I don't know if the sun's shining where you are. It's a bit cloudy here up in the northeast, but we're ready to do a masterclass. Now, you've got me for the next hour. I've just realised I need to grab my phone, but it is underneath just to get all your comments. So if you are joining us today, join us on the next hour for this masterclass, because the masterclass is all about the glitter paints. As I've said that, I'm going to tell you a little funny story. So up until last night when I went back, it's a bit well used, this one, I actually thought I was doing a glitter paste masterclass. That's because I didn't have my glasses on when I read the poll, so I thought it was glitter paste. I asked Jake to get me out some stuff to glitter paste onto. So I had all these different mediums. I had canvas, I had a mirror, I had glass, and I thought, oh, I'll show you all to do these glitter paste. Come in this morning, no, glitter paints. So none of the things that Jake got me out I can paint onto. But that's me all over, isn't it? So let me grab my phone and see who is in with us this morning. I've not even looked at my phone this morning. That's how busy it's all been. So let's find out who's on socials with us. Jan's on for the show. Morning, Jan. We've also got Michelle in already saying good morning. Love to Craft is in saying good morning. And Louise is saying hello to everyone and hello to me. Well, hello to you guys. Hope you're having a good morning, whatever you're doing, wherever you are. You know now that we're doing this earlier morning show really for the UK viewers, but we do know that some of you US viewers stay up and have a watch, or get up early in the morning, or just put us on. So if you're from anywhere else in the world, then good morning to you from the UK. Now, like I said, all this morning is about, or not all this morning, just this next hour. Oh, and we've got Sam in my ear. Sam, I don't know if you know, but that's how they know you now, is when I say it's Sam in my ear. So you're called Sam in my ear. I know exactly. Yeah, you're Sam in my ear now. So Sam's with me this morning, and it's just going to be the two of us. So we're going to be here this morning for that hour, and showing you everything about these glitter paints. Now, glitter paints, I think, are something that's took a long time in the making, because it's really, really difficult to get the workings of a glitter inside a paint and to stay onto your make, because the nature of a paint is a water-based substance. Putting glitter into it would then just mean it would brush off after it's done. So the binders and the paint and the pigment and the glitters that we've put in here have took a long time to actually put together. And when Leanne got these right, and they worked, and they really work, they were amazing paints to use. And you would never think in a glitter paint either you would get that even consistency of your colour as well as the glitter on top, but you absolutely do. Now, to start off with, I'm going to show you some samples, then I'm going to show you the boards. So take a look at this. I mean, these are gorgeous. Now, we do have the glitter paints on their own, but we also have the stamps if you want to go for the stamps as well. The actual design, if I sort of, there we go, we can see that shine on there. There we go, we can see our glitter paints. Now, that's an incredible price for the glitter paint palette, because you are getting so many colours in here, 12 colours in total. But lots of different ways that you can be painting with them, using them. We're just going to be running through just a few different ways of how to do them, different things that you can put them onto, and how just sparkly and lovely that they all look. Even from creating backgrounds like this, which look incredible, to doing splodge background techniques like this as well. So many different things that you can be doing with them. There we go, look at them, absolutely amazing. And then one more I'm going to show you with those gorgeous fruits. Now, do we have the details for the stamps, Sam? As a set, do we have them as a set, or do we have them with the glitter paints? He's going to have a look for us. I'm going to show you these. You'll find them on the website if we can't get the details up for you now. But this one is Let the Sun Shine. So beautiful design there, and really lovely. And what I mean by lovely, they are lovely that the fact that they've got a nice amount of colouring in that work really well with these paints. So that one is Let the Sun Shine. So that one is your platinum price of $4.79 or $6.36. We've then got the amazing, now this one is your sweetest birthday. Have the sweetest birthday. I love that sentiment. I think that's a really cool one to use. And then you've got your cocktail drinks in there. You've got your fruit in there. Looks amazing. Now, if you like your florals, we've got the Floral Beauty for you as well, which again is a really good design, a great one to use when you're colouring in. I absolutely love that. And again, your platinum price is $4.79 or $6.36. Now let's go back to the colours of the palette themselves. So these are the colours that you are getting. All those different designs and I say different designs, different colours, which are beautiful. So you've got your pool, your woodland, your seashore, your lime, your berry blue, your galaxy, red tulip, gold rose, iris, deep fuchsia, sunset and your lemonade. So really good colours there that you're going to be able to blend together, make two different colours, lots of different ways you're going to be able to use them. Now the palette themselves, nice and easy, nice and portable, take it wherever you want to take it, and really easy to use. And what I do love about it is the fact that it has all the colours written on there as well. So if you want to do yourself a paint palette, you can say, let's just say that you want to mix some of your colours up, you would then be able to use your glass mat and mix them together. Now you can see they're a hard palette, so this one hasn't been used for a while, so they're completely solid. To get them activated, all you do is use your spritz bottle, and we're just going to spritz over the top. So just inside there. Now the best thing about this is that it doesn't matter that you're water activating them to make them, to loosen that colour. You don't have to dry that afterwards, you just let it set again and that will just go hard. So once you've done that, let's take a piece of cardstock. In fact, I'll take a couple of pieces and just show you a few different techniques with this. So the first thing we're going to do is to activate it. We've sprayed it with water. Let's take one of those darker colours and you'll see the intensity of these when I place this over our cardstock. Look at this. And I've used a little bit, well, I've used water into there. To get it more intense, you just, as you use it, you don't have to put so much water in it. You could use a piece of kitchen towel on the side, just pop that into place and then do some more. But if you want to then go in with a different colour, so let's go in with that seashore as well, which is another really lovely colour. You can start to blend these colours together. So let's just go in here, like so. And then I'm going to then go into a third colour. Let's go into this woodland one. And we're just going to mix that up. And even though this is watered down, so we've got that more sort of sea green, mossy sort of green, you can, if you just leave the water to evaporate a little bit, then you're going to get this beautiful lay down. Now I am going to dry this off, so let's just put that there. And then I want to show you, even though with the water, how that background is glittered and looks really effective. Now, because they're watercolours, it means anything that you can do with a watercolour substance, or medium, should I say, you can do with this. So your faux bleaching, you can use it to do your sort of cling film techniques, you can use it to paint with. Because it's just that general palette, it's just great for everything, any watercoloured techniques that you can think of, any that you research, you're going to be able to do with that as well. So just drying that on the top, and I'm just going to dry on the back as well. So giving that a complete dry. There we go. So once we've got that sort of dry, there we go. So if I hold that up, so we'll tilt that to, like, look at the glitter that's coming out in there. That's absolutely incredible that you get that amazing lay down of glitter, so even as well, into that. It's just incredible. And then if you want to, I'm just using my fingers to flick water on the top. Leave that just to soak in for a bit, because what water does, it grabs. So it's going to grab, suck up sort of that, the paint that's in there, and it's going to create that faux bleached effect. So once you leave that down, the longer you leave it down, the more it sucks up the water. Just going to go across And look at that. We're getting beautiful now techniques that you can do with that, which is stunning, absolutely stunning. And then to get the glitter on there as well is incredible. So that's one way of getting a background. Now what you can actually do is you can use the paint to do like a splodge background as well. Now most people don't do that with a palette. Because it's a palette, it's not as easy to lay down, but actually it's exactly the same. So I'm just going to take my brush. Let's just lay down a little bit. Now that's not so wet, so I'm going to spray that with a little bit. Oh, in fact, I can just put some water into there. Let's just use that palette. Oh, splashing it everywhere. And I'm just going to place this with the ink onto the top here. We've got a bit too much water, but I'm not going to worry, but I'm just going to pick up a little bit more of the ink. So once we've done that, use your card and just place it on the top. I like doing techniques like this, that you can be really random, and then I'm going to dry that. So let's just dry that one, like so. I mean, this is such a pretty pink. It's actually called rose gold, but it's gorgeous. It's really, really pretty. And the reason I'm drying it, because if you use then another colour, which we're going to do, it can then make it quite smudgy. So I would always dry in between, and you get much better results. And then we're just now going to go in. I'm just going to wash my brush out the side, and we're going to go into the yellow now. This is a well-used, well-loved paint palette, this one. And we're going to do the same with this one, just by putting that lemonade onto there. We'll have a little bit more. There we go. And we're going to do exactly the same, but this time we're going to go into a different place. You can go over the top if you wanted to with where the pink is. Now can you see we've overlaid that yellow into the actual design there. The yellow is going over the pink, but it's not smudging into that. So that's a really good way of being able to get a sort of smoosh background, and you can build up more colour onto there. So however you want to do them, you can absolutely do that with whatever you like doing with your backgrounds. You can work them into your designs on the back. So that's two different sort of backgrounds that we've done there. If you love using your salt technique, salt looks amazing. We haven't got time this morning to do the salt technique, but the reason salt is so amazing is because when it grabs, so the crystals will suck up the colour, and then around where the crystals of depending on the bigger size of your salt crystals, I like to use sea salt because they're nice big pieces of salt. The glitter goes around those pieces of salt, and it just looks amazing. It's almost like you've got this little pool in of glitter. So it looks absolutely incredible. Now, we're going to stay with backgrounds and just talking about the paints, because I also want to show you how good they look onto black card as well. And in fact, I might just do a little bit of painting on black card. I'm going to do a background like we just did. So let's try some of these colours. Let's go in with the sunset. And let's do this to start off with, and then I want to show you what it's like to paint onto the colour. Now you get a completely different look to what you would get onto white cardstock, but a most amazing lay down of glitter. So that's our sunset. Let's now go in with the red tulip. So again, just a wet paintbrush, and then going in with that red. So you can see that colour is still going down, but it's got a black sort of base, so it looks a little bit different. And then let's go in with one more colour. Let's go in with that berry blue. It's a nice name, berry blue. I wonder where they get their names from. I've never really asked that. I'm assuming someone comes up with the names in the office when they're putting all these colour palettes together. I think I've known it before once someone said who'd done them, but I don't know now. So what I'm going to do is dry that one off as well. I should have wore a pinny today. You know, I've got a creamy top on. It's going to go, it's going to end up splattered, isn't it? I shouldn't have said it, because now I've said it, it's going to happen, isn't it? And now I'm worrying myself. I think I'm going to try and find a penny in the drawer. I think there is a penny in the drawer. So I think I might be the best place to go and grab that otherwise, because I've got all day. So actually we've got a good day lined up today. We've got wake up call at 11 o'clock. No, we haven't. We've got wake up call at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock till 1 o'clock. And then we've got Dreamies coming in today. So Hayley is coming in today from Dreamies. We know how you absolutely love Dreamies. And then I'll be back this evening, where we've got an amazing cartload with some incredible deals as well. So I'm just clearing up my mess as we go along. And then if I show you this, look at this. It's so incredible that you can get that lay down of shine onto your black cardstock. Can you imagine die cutting onto that now and just creating these beautiful pieces? But look at that glitter. I think that's incredible that you can get that level of glitter. And once it's dry, it will stay put as well. So it's not going to come off of there. All those samples I showed you earlier are absolutely incredible. Now, let me just bring in something else here, because I've already started this, just giving this a little lay down of colour. Now, I've used one of our stamps, and I've just stamped and heat embossed around the edges. So when you heat emboss, it gives you this a sort of resist technique. So you could paint straight over the top, but I'm going to use a small paintbrush, and we're just going to paint directly into these leaves. So I'm going to use Shore here. So let's just bring that one up, and we're just going to paint directly onto there, like so. And I'm not going right to the end, because you can blend these together. So then I'm going to go in and, oh, I've mixed my colours there with a red with the yellow. I can't even see what that colour is. Let me just, there we go, it's lime. Lime, so we're using our lime and Shore. And if you come in with the lime at the bottom, you can then mix those two colours together, and they look incredible. So this is really nice, really therapeutic, something a little bit different to be able to do. And all you do is stamp with a translucent ink, and then you will use your embossing powder or black embossing powder if you've got black embossing powder. And in fact, if you have black embossing powder, you can use any of your ink pads, your pigment ink pads, because your pigment ink pads will stay wetter for longer, and it means that you will hide the colour with whatever colour. You know, if you've got black over the top, it would just hide that colour. So really nice way of just being able to paint. This is really therapeutic. It's like you could just do this all day. I'm trying to keep remembering to talk. Otherwise, I would just forget to talk and then just carry on painting. We're all a little bit like that. All just end up sort of talking and then painting or colouring, and then forgetting that we've got to talk. A colouring coma, yes, Sam, that's what Sarah always says. It's the only time she tells you can talk, really. She'll say, you'll have to talk, Debbie, because I'm going into a colouring coma, and she'll do the same to Ben, to Craig, yeah, which is quite funny. So yeah, let us know what you're looking forward to today. If you're looking forward to Dreamies coming in, I'm sure you are. I couldn't even tell you what they're bringing in. I haven't seen anything, so it'll be a surprise to me as well. But I do love what they bring. So they will be on with Ben at 2, no, I don't want to, that's not 2 o'clock. Yes, no, is it 2 o'clock, Sam? It is 2 o'clock. I'm getting, because of all the shows that we do through the day, I get a bit confused when the times are now. Yeah, 12 to 1, 2 to 4, yes, that's it then. And then 5 till 7. Yeah, so we've got 5 till 7 cartload, which I'll be back in tonight with. I'm going to put a little bit more yellow in this one here. And this is the good thing, this one's already dry, but because I want a little bit more yellow in there, I can absolutely go in and paint that yellow down. And to get this vibrancy of colour onto black cardstock is quite incredible. So I've just got a few more around here. Let's colour some of these in. Just add that yellow. And if you find that your paint palette is getting a little bit dry, just spritz it with a bit more water, or just add a little bit more water, and that will come to life again. So, and it doesn't matter if you go over the lines a little bit, it's still going to look really cool. Just going to add a little bit more here. just to highlight those. And then we'll go back in with that yellow as well. And if you leave it to dry and then you want it more vibrant, then just leave it to dry and then go in again and add a bit more colour, and you'll find that that will give you such a beautiful, rich colour, and so effective when you are when you're colouring in onto black cardstock, because and that shows you the rich pigment of them, how vibrant they are, because you wouldn't normally be able to paint colours like this over black cardstock, like so. There we go. So I'm just going to dry those so I don't smudge them more than anything else. You can't see it too well actually in there. When I aim it to the light, you'll be able to see it a lot better. So I'm just doing this, and then we've just got some of the berries that we're going to colour in as well. And again, you don't have to leave these colours flat. You can build up the colours, you can mix your colours. I just love the versatility of a paint palette. And I absolutely love the fact that it's just this small paint palette. It's going to last you a long time. These glitter paints have been around, I think, about a year or so now. And this is the only palette we've had in the studio, and it's still going strong, and we've all used it. And I think that is a real accolade to the palette itself and how far it's going to go. So I'm going to use the red tulip on the berries. So we're just going to paint a little piece on the top, because I want to put a different colour onto the bottom. And it doesn't matter if you go over the lines, don't worry, you know, unless you're an absolute perfectionist, I would not worry about that at all. So just again, going around all those berries, like so. I'm actually off from today. I'm going home tonight, and normally I do a full week, but it's quite nice. I've got tomorrow off. Well, I say I've got tomorrow off. I haven't really got tomorrow off because I've still got to do some prep for something that's coming next week. But I'm not here. Well, it is coming next week here. I think Craig, you've got Craig and Debbie all next week. That's going to be really exciting. I'm going to tune in for the shows where I can, I think, because those two together will be hilarious. So there's some, yes, new launches. There's a brand new launch coming tomorrow. I think you've seen it. It's Pasta La Vista. And it's like such a fun collection. There's not too much of it as well, which is nice. So it means that you won't be overwhelmed. And it's coming with something brand new that nobody has seen yet. So yeah, being really naughty, giving away secrets there. Although we did let you know that there was stuff coming at the end of this week. So yeah, you're going to absolutely love it. I'm quite jealous actually that Craig's coming in to do it, because but he'll do a brilliant job. It'll be amazing. And I also always love to see Craig's take on things. Right, so there's our sort of image, and if I hold it up to the light of the front so Sam can pick that up for us, and then we can show you, there we go, look at that. I mean, how absolutely incredible does that look when you're colouring it in? And if you want to intensify it, just go over it again once you dry it. Now let me bring in my finished card. There we go, let's bring this one in. I've done the whole background and the middle section just using one of our nesting dies, and the little flower as well, which all comes in those stamp sets. But look at how amazing that looks. It's just like it twinkles in different lights, and I just think that is incredible that you can get that on black cardstock from a palette. I mean, absolutely amazing. Look at that. You'll show all my mistakes there. Well, actually, that's not too bad. I'm quite impressed with that. It's not too bad at all. And I've just used one of my sentiments, and because it's black cardstock, I've stamped that and heat embossed it with white embossing powder. So nice and easy. So there's a little sort of lay down of how you can do backgrounds, how you can paint with that. I want to show you how to do masking techniques next, but let's have a look and see if we've got any questions or who else is with us today. So So Lois is in saying hello from Ohio. Hello, Lois. Rebecca Dance is in. Hi, Rebecca. It's nice to see your name. She's saying hello, Sam, in your ear as well. He's saying hello. Pauline is in. Pauline Hassel is in saying good morning, everyone. Sally Crifts is saying, hey up. Cards and crafts. Hey up, Debbie. I have these, but never use them, so I'm looking forward to this one. Isn't it funny how we have things in our stash and it's not until we do a show on them and people think, oh, I've got them, I've just never got them out. Absolutely, Sally, get them out because you will love them. Christine Mahone is in this morning. She's saying, yep, I'm up one early. I'm one that's awake early and ready to go. Really, a birthday hangover, only one drink, or I'm just tired. Christine, was it your birthday yesterday? Happy birthday. I'm sorry we didn't get to say, well, actually, I wasn't on air yesterday, so they might have said happy birthday to you. Pamela's in this morning saying good morning, everyone. Rhonda's in saying good morning, everyone, from Oak Park in Chicago. How lovely. Tessa's in. I love that name, Tessa. It's a really beautiful name. Saying hi, Debbie. Karen's in saying good morning. Rhonda Crowley's in is saying it's only 4:20 in Chicago area. I couldn't sleep, so I thought I'd watch CCTV. I love that. Thank you for joining us this morning, Rhonda. I do hope you can get back to sleep, though. I mean, 4:20 is quite early, isn't it, for anybody's standards. Anastasia is saying that it's 5:25 in Atlanta right now. It's pretty cool. It is pretty cooler since we had rainstorms yesterday. So Anastasia, you say pretty cool. What is your temperatures? Because I think when people that live in hotter countries say it's pretty cool. My son used to be in Mexico and I'd FaceTime and I said, oh, what are you doing in a jumper? He'd go, oh, it's freezing. I say, freezing? And he'd go, yeah. I said, what's the temperature? I go, 21 degrees. 21 degrees, and it was freezing. But normally it can get up to 40 degrees in Mexico where he was, see. So it's like half the temperature, feels like it's freezing to them. He's back in the UK now, so you can imagine it's freezing all the time. Stephen Nichols in this morning saying, morning, Debbie. Morning, Stephen. It's so lovely that you're all joining us in here this morning. Now, we're showing you our glitter watercolours, which are quite amazing to do. But I think we're going to just have a little short break, just so I can have a little sip of water, and we'll be right back just in a few minutes. So if you have gone for these watercolours, check out your basket and then you can sit back and relax and watch the next demo. We'll see you in 3.
This is Kathy Green from Mechanicsburg. I just wanted to stop in and say that I love all your innovative products, and the demonstrators are like amazing with all their inspiration. And of course there's Ben, who's multi-talented and loves Mechanicsburg. So thank you, CC, for all you do.
Pokey tools and paper pads, gilding, wax and stamping mats, scissors, glitter, builder blocks, faux snow fabric, rocker blocks, Bria's misters, quilting clips, and die brush tools, precision snips, finger daubers, acetates, stencils, glue guns, and templates. Gemini Pro, Julia, and the OG. Gemini Go, Mini, and the MIDI. Tri-blend brush pens, aqua pens, and aqua blends. Illustrators, classics, and tri-blends, and color blends, and glitter pens, and sparkle pens, outliner pens. Fine tip glue, applicators, envelopes, creators, stamping platforms, boxer boards, the big score and scoreboard. Nina card and craft card, glitter card, matte black card, graphics, wadding and adhesive sheets, glass mats, guillotines and pen trays, ball tool, dice and zinc trays, miter tools and binding tools and toe bags, USBs, bone folders and punches, low-tech tape pin brushes, stamens, mountboard, flower forming foam. Outline markers, DVDs, felt quick Triton pads and CDs, gilding flakes and washi tape, tacky glue, red liner tape, craft asphalt press, sparkle pots, Centura pan and sticky dots, pigment ink pads, chunky glue, body bags, all-purpose glue, embossing folders, blending tools, storage folders, much more too. Water reactive ink pads, body bags, craft magnets, year of craft and glue, stick and spray and stick away, dotty tape and split pens, acrylic paint pens, tape pens, watercolor card, rotary cutters, magazines and stamping card, ultimate throw on the rotating design board. Ultimate Buzz Compendium, Sarah Signature Collections, and don't forget Discovery Kits. Oh, and there's foam pads, think that's it. One final thing, foam on a roll. Foam on a roll.
Hey you, the CC crew, you show us what to make, what to buy, how to do. Hey you, the CC crew, Ben, Sarah, Craig, Debbie, Boogaloo. Hey you, the CC crew, carry on the programme as we all need you. Hey you, the CC crew, you keep us all company and we can't do without you. I thought that was really good. And I feel like I should go, wow, wow, wow.
Claire makes me laugh every time. Wow, wow, wow. I love that. Anastasia is saying it's 61 degrees right now. So I've just searched, it's about 16 in Celsius. So I think, yeah, it's a lot cooler, isn't it? But 16 degrees, not too bad. Blanca is saying, it's another nice name. All the nice names are in this morning. Look, Blanca, what a beautiful name. She's saying hi from Port Louis in Florida. And Rhonda's saying that Chicago is 49 Fahrenheit, so only 9. So that's right down in Chicago. That's a little bit chilly, isn't it? So, well, I would say 9 degrees, 9 centigrade is a bit chilly. Right, so lots of you joining us this morning for this hour masterclass. We've only got half an hour left. Where does it go? When you're having fun, it just speeds along. If you're just joining us, welcome. It's a masterclass on our watercoloured glitter paints, which are beautiful. It's a palette of amazing glitter watercolours. And the encapsulated glitter inside them is incredible because it stays inside the paint and holds really well. So even when you paint it on, it doesn't come off. So, I mean, obviously, if you're going to vigorously rub it, if you're going to paint it onto certain things like canvas or where it might not grab, you know, but it will still stay glittery. It's just a really good medium. So we've done our background techniques and we've shown you onto black cardstock. I thought I'd show you how we can mask off one of these stamps. So I'm using the Floral Beauty. And the Floral Beauty is lovely because it comes with your foliage. It comes with, if friends were flowers, I'd pick you, which is a great sentiment just to have on lots of things. And it also comes with your flowers. And I love it because you can build it up. Now you can see what I've done here. It's already been used. I've already used this one. It's a mask. So from our mask kit, I'm just going to grab it so you can see it. I'm not sure if we've got any on the website, but if we have a look. And it's called Masket. It's a Masket roll. And basically, do you know like the little yellow, what do they call them, Sam? The yellow Post-it notes. It's like the sticky Post-it notes, but it's all over onto the back. So you would just rip this off, stamp your stamp onto it, trim it out, and then if you put it with your stamps onto the acetate, the carrier sheet, or just onto a sheet of acetate, it will keep for absolutely ages, and it sticks beautifully to that. That's why I've stuck mine to the sign here. There is masket tape on the website, so if you want masket tape, go and grab it, because you never know when it's in stock and when it's not. It's a brilliant medium. And you get like, how much do you get on a roll, Sam? I think it's probably quite a lot. I'm going to put my neck out and say about 4 meters. 10 meters, 10 meters. Wow, it's a lot more than I thought it was. Yeah, 10 meters you got on there. So that's incredible in itself. So I'm going to use this rose here and I'm going to pretty much make the card on the top here because I thought this was a really nice way of showing how you can use it. So first of all, we want to make our placement of our rose. So let's just say we're going to pop it there. We don't have to do it exact. It's just a case of putting it where you want it and then stamping it out. So let's bring in our stamping platform. And we have got stamping platforms on the website. Unfortunately, we still don't have this one back in stock yet. I'm just going to move that a little bit that way so we can do a bit more foliage round. So just bring in our stamping platform in, but we've got the magnetic base ones and we've got our rocker blocks, which are really good. In fact, rocker blocks are really good for this technique. Now, the other thing that you want to use is to make sure you use a waterproof ink. Now the waterproof ink is this one here, which is, I will show it this way, it's your waterproof dye. It means it's non-smear. It won't budge and it won't smudge with water on there. So we just want to make sure we do that one. We do it in different colours. I've got a feeling we might only have the Nor Black in stock, but do have a look because we've got the new teardrop shape in stock at the moment. So great one to have. So we're just going to stamp this one out. Any stamping platform with a base like this, you can re-stamp because it's positionable, but these stamp beautifully. So you can see that one there. So we're going to take that one off, and then we're going to use our foliage. So I'm using this leaf here. You could use the base of this one if you wanted to, if you didn't want the flower, but we're going to use this one. Just works really well with masking. So before we stamp, we're going to grab our mask. So just taking that off, find where our positioning is, that will be there, and we're just going to position that directly over the top. And we know it's going to fit exactly where we need it to go because it's exactly the same stamp. So you just stamp that over the top. This is a really good way of also doing water backgrounds as well, and not getting it on your flower. So just a really nice way to do that. And then all we're going to do, so if I say, we say we want this one like here, we can just place that there, and then we're just going to stamp that down. And because we've put that mask over the top, it's not going to affect our design. So I'm just going to pop that into place. I don't need to ink all to the bottom because that's not going to be on there. And then when we stamp that down, it'll all look a bit messy for a while, but don't worry about that. So you can see it looks a bit messy, but it's not going to affect our design. And then I'm going to do another one. So we're going to do one come in. Let's do that one there, like so. And then we're just going to do that one as well. And again, I only need this part. And you can re-stamp with your stamping platform as well. So if it's not gone where you want it to go, just stamp it again. So you can see we've got that one. And then we're going to do the same again. And this time we're going to do to the bottom. So let's just making sure. There we go. I'm not worried it's coming off. I've already got one done. I just wanted you to see how easy it was to do. And then we will take that one. Again, just the bottom part of the stamp. Stamp that down. Oh, a little bit more. Just to get to that end, that's better. So we just caught that one. And then when you take this off, if you're gentle when you lift it up, you can then reuse that again. And then as we pull that, look at that. I mean, so amazing. That never gets boring to me. I think to be able to build something up so beautifully and have it look amazing is quite incredible. So we're just going to place that back onto our mat. And if you wanted to, you could stamp at the same time, but I do have another stamp, and I mean you've seen it on the samples, but I have just stamped that out. If friends were flowers, I'd pick you. So that looks really cool to go with that. But that's a really good stamp set to keep because we do lots of floral stamps or lots of designs where we need flower stamps, and I think that's a great one to have. Right, so I'm going to pop that to the side. We can pop our stamps away, and then we can do a bit of colouring. So I love this technique where you can mask off, and especially when you can keep your, you can create this in so many different ways. So let's bring that paint palette back in. Now I'm going to just clean this so you can see them a little bit better. So I'm just going to clean in between so we can see the colours, or you can see the colours a bit better with what I'm using here. And then we'll just go along the top there. There we go. That's better, then we can see what colours we're using. So I'm going to be using lime and seashore for the leaves, and we're going to be using red tulip, rose gold and ivy. So let's just bring these over so you can see them a little bit better. So to start with, I'm going to use the lime, which is this one here, and we're going to use the seashore. So let's just, I like this colour combination together. And then you just paint in. So even though this is a bit bluey, we then actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use this to make, let's just bring that in there. I'm going to make myself a little palette. So just bring in those colours in. And then I do want to just spritz that one, just put a little bit of water in there. Now, even though I'm mixing the top of this, you can see to make that green. There we go. It's, once I start to use that more, it'll just go back to the yellow. And then we're just going to mix that colour into there. And if you've got a bit too much water, I'm not going to go to the ends with there. I'm going to wait till that dries a bit, because otherwise it will seep out the edges. And then as you start using your paints, they become a little bit more drier. So then you can go into the edges and not worry about going out the sides. So you can see already my water's starting to evaporate a little bit. So I can then use that. Got a little bit on the end there. There we go. So just like so, I can then go back in there where it was just a little bit too watery to go to those edges. And then I can get that perfect lay down in the centre. And we're just going to continue to do our leaves. And the reason I wanted to make a palette is because I want to blend a little bit more of the yellow in afterwards. And don't be frightened to let it dry. Let it dry, and then you can go back in with the colour on the top. Never worry about doing that, because it's watercolour, it's very forgiving, and it means that you can also go, and if you have gone over the edges, you can also go in and actually put some just clear water on, and it will bleach out around the edges. So just soak it up. You just dab some water on the edges and then use a kitchen towel just to soak that up. But just being able to have beautiful, shiny, glittery leaves look incredible. In fact, I was only saying on Tuesday, we had some we had some glitter cardstock in the Christmas green, which is very much like this colour. And it's a great colour to die cut your foliage out of. And then here we are 2 days later and actually creating glittered foliage leaves, or glitter foliage. Foliage is leaves. So just doing a little bit more. You could use a smaller brush. I'm really trying hard to get those tiny little pieces, tiny points into the edge with my paintbrush. But you can, we do a smaller one. Actually, this is a smaller brush than normal. We normally do a 6 and this is a 5. I didn't even realise we did a 5. I thought all our smaller brushes, but that's probably our Royal and Langnickel. I think these are our own brushes. So you can see it doesn't take long to do. I thought we might as well have fun and do our leaves. I'm going to add a bit more into that one, just so we've got a bit more yellow. So what's your favourite medium? Now there's a question. Do you like watercolours? Are you someone that loves doing alcohol marker colouring? Do you like colouring with your ink pads? It's funny, isn't it, how we have so many different mediums. I would definitely say for me, I am a alcohol ink girl. I love using alcohol markers. It's my favourite colouring. But then when I'm colouring like this, I love watercolours. But I still always go back to the tri-blend pens. I do adore our tri-blend pens, and more so because of their ease of use. Just because they, you've got that one pen blend system at hand in three colours, but in one pen. But when I watercolour like this, I just think it's so mindful, isn't it? Lovely way to just be able to colour in. So there we go. We've got one more there. One more just in there. So once that one's done, what I am going to do is just go back into the yellow and just mix this one a bit more. That will start going back more to the yellow, but it means I can then start adding a little yellow into the ones that I've already painted. And that's just going to give me a little bit of a tone on the leaves. You can see I'm not doing much to it other than just sweeping through and just adding that sort of touch of yellow, because leaves are never one colour, are they? They're never just a flat colour. So it's nice just to go in. If you wanted to, you could add a blue in the top over them, but I quite like this lime colour. I think it's just gorgeous. It's almost like quite a yellowy green. Well, it is, that's what lime is, isn't it? Yellowy green. And then just a little bit more down here. And then just to wash that out even more, just going to place that in there, take some of that out. And then what I would do, once we get that back to that lime colour, mix that on the side here and use a scrap piece of card. And then that way you can just, I'm just going to leave that on the side so I don't waste that. I'm going to leave that on the side because then we can use a scrap piece of card to pick that up afterwards and create a background. Right, so once we've done that, I'm now going to use the red tulip and the rose gold. So we're going to come in with the red tulip to start with, like so. And we're going to do our leaves individual, because what I want to do is I want to create, I didn't do it on my main one, but I like leaving some white space. And it doesn't need to be a lot. It's just a case of coming in and leaving just strokes of where you go past the colour, but leave that white space. Oh, and I've just gone straight over it there. We'll do it on another one so you'll see what I mean. There we go, like that. So just a small amount that we can be creative with. So we'll do a couple there, and then what I'm going to do is then go into iris here. I don't need a lot of iris, I just need a touch, and we're going to do that around the edges, because what I want to do is create the feeling of a shadow. So just around those edges. Let's do a little bit more. And what you'll eventually do, you'll get used to your palette and how wet you want your image to be. So let's go back in. I'm going to now use the rose gold. So we're using different colours on here. And then we're just going to mix that in at the side. So still trying, I want to use the red tulip at the end, so we're not getting rid of all the colours. We're just blending those in. And then when it's all done, you get this amazing lay down of colour. It's going to go back in now, like so. I think it's easier just to do the image rather than have that white space, but I will try and keep it in. And actually, I think what's nice is the choice is yours. You can colour these however you want them coloured in. All that red in the middle. And because they're watercolours, as soon as they start to dry, as soon as you activate them again with water or paint over the top, they just blend beautifully. I mean, if you want one flat lay down of colour, that looks amazing in itself. But adding extra colours is just going to make it look beautiful. There we go. I'm going to turn that way so you can see that a little bit better. Like so. I need a tiny little bit more water to do that last one. Right, and then we're going to go back in using that iris. So although iris seems like quite a strong purple, it's a really nice one to use for these layers. So you can see how much we're starting to get sort of more definition. and just giving a little bit more depth. And if you put too much on, you haven't got to worry, because you then just go back in with your other colours, like so. So we're going to now go in with the rose gold, and then we're going to blend that together. So that will then give me that beautiful depth of colour. Really is. I'm absolutely loving doing this. So nice just to be able to be mindful and put in those different depths of colours on there, which are stunning. And then let's go back in with this one. And I'm only putting a little piece where I think the darkness would be. So where the leaves fall on each other, it's a case of just going round and popping those in. And then again, once you've got that colour, go back in then with a different colour, and then you can start to blend that in. And what I would say, and I always say with any colouring, is trust the process, because you never know what you're going to get to the end. If you're not happy with it, then just go back after it's dried, because that's the best. Come away from it and then go back to it, because it's easy to sort of think, oh, I don't like that, I'm just going to throw it away, because things look very different when they dry. So you can start to see, look at the depth what we're getting in that flower. Looks incredible. So what I am going to do now is we're going to go in with the berries. So let's, in fact, I'm going to go in with that nice sunset colour. So we'll have different colour berries, which are going to give us a lovely lay down of colour. Missed a leaf there. And then on this one. And it's just a case of placing those berries. Well, isn't it nice doing a masterclass where you can actually show something painted from start to finish? In fact, not just painted, stamped and painted from start to finish. That's not very often we do that. We always, and in fact, I do have a finished sample, but I just thought, because we've got this hour together, let's just paint a beautiful sample. And then I'm just going to go in with the leaves now, because we've missed that leaf one. Oh, we had it here, didn't we? So let's just use this one. Like so, and then just paint that one into there. I think that is that one, and then just go back into that lime to add a little bit of yellow around there. Now the other thing I want to do, in fact what I am going to do is grab myself, did I have, oh I haven't got a, oh yes I have, had a spare bit of card. The ink that we've left on here, which I just added more water to, I'm just going to use to mop up with a piece of card, because this is a really good way of just smooshing some colour down. Just adding that onto there. That way you're not wasting it. That would look lovely with a die cut, or actually I'm going to do something in a second. I'm going to stamp on there, so we'll wait till that's dry. I think we've got a bit of time. Let's just pop this up. Now the other thing I like to do, which I haven't done on my sample, we're going to dry this one. So let's just use my, my dryer here. And get this dry. I'm going to put this here as well, because we'll dry this background. So just giving that a complete dry. And the reason I want to dry that is to show you just how shiny that is. I'm sure you can probably see it anyway. But this one here, I'm going to show you how once we've dried this, and you do need to fully dry it, I'm going to use this to stamp on. Let's do it the other way as well. There we go. So what we could do, let me just pop that to the side, bring this one in, pop this down here, and going to bring this stamp set in, because I do love this one. So we can now stamp directly onto, in fact I'm going to do it that way, so let's stamp right into there. So we've got, I'll do there, like so. and I'm still using that waterproof dye, although once you've done your watercolour, it doesn't really matter. So let's just stamp that one directly onto there, and then we can stamp directly on the top. Look at that! So you've now got a stamped sentiment, so you could cut that out if you wanted to. Then you've got your image here. We've also got our, if we just wanted to place that one out, but I'm loving the fact that you can stamp directly onto that. In fact, Sam, if we show that at the front so you can see the glitter on here, because look at that. That is incredible, absolutely incredible. But if I show you this one, like so, the glitter that comes out on there is amazing. Look at those leaves. That pop of lime through the middle makes them look absolutely amazing. And let me show you my finished card. I've just made this one into a card very much like the, so you can see the glitter in there, very much like the one that was on the pack as well. So just a really nice way of being able to put your cards together. And there we go. So a nice, quick, really little masterclass. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let's just see who else is with us this morning. Stephen Nichols is saying, oh my goodness, 2 more stops and I've got a delivery coming. Woo, woo, woo. How exciting is that? I mean, we all follow the delivery drivers, don't we? And it's so exciting. Victoria is saying, good morning, Sam and Debbie. Don't drink the paint water. Yeah, no, I haven't. In fact, I've got the smallest cup ever. Like, I found this little cup. And I had a big bottle of water. I'm going to show you actually. Look at my big bottle of water. So I was filling up my water bottle. I've lost my water bottle. I've put it down somewhere. So I've got a little cup. Cheers, with my water in it. So yeah, I haven't going to pick up my my water to drink. She said, I love the glitter palette. I might get this one for my daughter since it's on offer. Yeah, absolutely. And Tominiali is saying, hello everyone. I am not actually watching. I will do later, but very relaxing colouring. I love the glitter paint colours too, Debbie. Yeah, thank you everyone that's joined us this morning. It's been a lovely hour. I've really enjoyed it. In fact, it's just gone so quickly. But don't go too far, because in an hour's time we've got Wake Up Call, and in Wake Up Call we're going to be previewing some of the cartload deals that we've got on later on, so you're not going to want to miss them. So make sure you come back for some great deals later. So that's at 12 o'clock, and then at 2 o'clock Dreamies are in the building. But I will see you in an hour. Thanks for joining. Bye.